Welcome to the Shifting Realities podcast. I'm your host, Julie Allison, and with me is my co host and friend, Robert Perry.
Hello.
In this week's podcast, we're looking at a week that we've had, which feels like total chaos for both of us, and total chaos that's still happening around the world. Now, this means, as we know, first of all, that as within, so without. So if we see a lot of things going on in the outside world, remembering that this is just a projection. This is just, let's call it a simulation. This is a projection of all our collective consciousness working to see chaos right now. We're in a huge cycle of a chain of events that's happening. Now, then seeing, both myself and Rob and I have had other friends who have still come into the world of chaos within our own lives, within things that are happening. We're not here to say we're in a world where everything's hunky dory and we're just in love and light and there's nothing happening. That's not our mission. Our mission is for us, I'm going to say right now, for us to see the darkness so we can transmute it into light. And I feel that our mission is also to tell you that as well. At the same time, absolutely, this is not to put the fear in you, the fear of God, the fear of spirit, anything in you. What I'm saying here is just, it is so. It is written in the cards, if you like. It is just another cycle. But in this cycle, it is written in the cards, if that's what you want to say, that we're going to go into the new timeline, so this new Earth frequency that just will, literally allow us to thrive and allow us to just break free from all of this. And this is what we've got to know. This is our mission. This is our purpose, especially for this week, to tell you. This is what we've been getting from the guides. Rob and I have just been in a meditation, let's call it, with the guides to find out why we're all still in this chaos. And as Rob called it, this push pull of, well, it looks like things are happening. Oh no, there's chaos again. Oh, it looks like it's going all right. Oh no, there's chaos again. And then in our own worlds, I've certainly had things around. Um, and Rob's just said places of worship, and we wondered what was going on there. Lots of things, religious things going on, and why this is coming up. So we'll go into that a little bit. So, Rob, do you want to start with what you were finding from the guides in this, in why we're seeing this chaos and what we need to do about it?
Yeah, let's try and explain it as best we can.
Yes.
And again, there's no fear mongering here.
No.
This is just what is, and we're being shown and we're being given time to prepare and time to be safe. If you imagine an industrial plant on the planet, like an oil refinery or something, and you imagine it belching out filth for years and years and years, and all that filth and muck goes somewhere and sticks. So as you go from the Earth's matrix into the spiritual matrix, all the negative nonsense that we have spewed forth as people is now stuck in the matrix in clouds of sticky yuck, for want of a better word. I'm just trying to describe it for
Mm.
people. So what we've done is created an immense negative polar force that is opposite to what we want and believe. So I've been shown really, really clearly by millions of spiritual beings that we are at a tipping point and that they are preparing as best they can, but they're telling me as well that they have limits. They are spiritual beings, but they do have limits as to what they can do, and that we as humanity need to stand up and be counted. And that was when they said to me, you need to go back to your places of worship. And I don't think they're suggesting that you and I need to go to church or to
No.
a pyramid or to Stonehenge or whatever. It means that we need to send our energy to all the places on the Earth's matrix So imagine the Earth covered in a fishing net, say, and look at all those tiny points where those lines intersect, where the net intersects. So all those diamonds and the mesh intersects. And we need to send our energy back to those points. It's like if you've ever had acupuncture and you have physical meridians on your body, and they put in those little hair-like needles at specific points to get your energy flowing. Most of the energy in the world now no longer flows or stutters and fits and starts of it. So it's beholden to us, mere humans, to rekindle. So we need to send our energy into the Earth network, and we need to send our energy equally, and as the mirror, into the spiritual network, so that there is some kind of equity again and protection. And we see this, Julie, on Earth when we often talk in these podcasts about unplugging from the matrix and not being
Yes.
responsible for wars and such,
Mm.
and that doesn't change. But it doesn't take much to know that the world as a planet and humans as a species are at a tipping point now.
Mm. Mm.
And
Yeah.
many of us are crossing over and doing our best to re-energize, use our frequency, ascend, lighten the spiritual burden, get rid of the negativity. But there's not enough of us yet.
Yeah.
So we need more and more people to join with us to get this message out there and get the energy back up.
Yeah. I am getting, Rob, that definitely there's just not enough people who are, let's say, choosing not to be like distracted and choosing not to deflect from the situation that is. So what we do is we look at the chaos in the world and we're feeding into it by fear. That it literally, it's giving our power away. So if we look into anything negative, anything chaotic, it's giving our power away. Now, that I'm going to say here with a caveat, that's not to say if it's your mission, your contract to stop pollution or something, you have to go somewhere to sort out pollution in the sea. That would be your mission, and you would actually be quite excited about it, and you would know what to do. But this is about not being distracted by sitting in your armchair, and there's no offense to do that, but sitting in your armchair going, oh, I don't like this and I don't like seeing that. That is just giving your power away. I wish somebody else would sort this out for me. And that's what we're here to say.
Yeah.
Don't think that somebody else is going to ever be your savior. We all are responsible. Every single person on this planet, every single human being has the responsibility within, and they have it all within them. It's just that all the distractions create a disconnection from what humans could be, but it's in everybody's responsible for let's do a big cliche. So, shining your light, sending your light, and standing in your power, not giving it away to all these distractions. That's what others would like you to do, would like you to give away, because they can feed off that energy. Instead, why don't we use our energy? Why don't we focus the energy on understanding that we've observed and seen the darkness, and we have to do that in order to see the lightness, and in order to see what could be, the ability to break free from from this huge matrix or fishing net, as Rob very well mentioned about. It's such a good analogy, because that's how we see it. So breaking free from these false matrices, and there's the way I see it, it's like layered. So it's like many fishing nets in a way,
Yeah.
of the false ones, because you've got ones meaning different things, giving different meanings to it. So, all of this is definitely just for us to observe, step back, and say, I don't want this anymore. I choose not to have this anymore. I choose to break free. I choose to be sovereign. I want to literally enable a world where we're dropping all the negative, as in we're dropping all the frequency of all those negative things, all that gloop and horribleness that Rob mentioned. And instead, let's do, when you stand in your power, that's when that's when our frequencies are higher. This is what Rob and I have said so many times. Light and sound just create a certain frequency. We need to raise that frequency and raise our consciousness in order to help the planet, in order to heal the whole planet. And when we heal the whole planet, we heal inside. When we heal inside, heal the whole planet. Bit of a chicken and egg. There's to me, it's both. It's both at once. Yeah. So that's my view on it. Rob, have you got anything else to add?
Yeah, it's I think it's a wake up call.
Definitely. Mm.
And we commune with the guides every day.
Yes.
You
Yeah.
know, of all sorts of guides from different dimensions, different
Yeah.
galaxies, whatever. It doesn't really matter where they come from.
Yeah.
They come
Yes.
with a purpose. I have never seen the spiritual realm so busy.
I know.
Really
I know.
never. It was like, if you imagine if we were going to war here, it
Mm.
was like preparing the troops. And that was what I'm seeing beyond,
Mm. Mm.
is that kind of massive preparation, because things have got to a point now where it is too bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we have to act. We have to
Fast.
act
Fast.
fast now, basically.
Mm.
There isn't time here.
Mm.
So, we're being given a warning, and I don't always like to use the term warning because it sounds like it's a negative, but we're being shown that we can do this.
Yes.
It's not
Yeah.
out of our ability.
And it's not
The problem
difficult.
is, no, we're not doing it.
Yeah.
And, I could absolutely put my own hand up here and say, I'm not doing this enough.
Oh, yes.
I
Yeah,
talk about
exactly.
it and I'm passionate about it and really interested, and I attempt to, but I'm not really doing enough.
Neither am I.
No.
I'm going to own up to it.
Yeah,
The
absolutely. I think
guides
we all can
tell
own
us
up to it,
off.
can't we?
Yeah, the guides tell us
Yeah.
off often, and this is
Yeah.
why we keep getting this push. We do keep getting pushed. This is the push pull. We're getting pushed to go, look at this chaos thing. You need to change it. Stop looking at it as if it's outside of you and you can't do anything about it. Stop
Yeah.
giving your power away. Hold into your power. Hold on to your faith. You mentioned very much, Rob, that the guide said, like your place of worship,
Yeah.
holding on to your own faith, your faith that comes from within you, that
Yeah.
all of this chaos that we're seeing now will, when I say drop, I mean it just drop away. It will not be in our world
Yeah.
for much longer if we choose not to be. And so there's
No,
only one way out of it. There is only one way out of it, and that's to choose to break away from it and, be in our own power, stand in our own power.
absolutely. Yeah, we have the ability to create our own force shield,
Yes,
which
yes.
sounds all terribly sci-fi and, a little bit silly, but we do. We
Mm,
absolutely have the power to unite,
mm,
to send our energy upwards and sideways, and to create a barrier for this chaos
mm.
so that it can't reach us.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
yeah, again, enough of us have to do it.
yeah. There'd be a lot of people around who understand protection to a certain degree, but I've
Yeah.
seen it in people is that we think protection, when you put a bubble around you, or you put a light around you, that still feels like it's the outside. It's us. Understand that it's us that are that we're ones creating this light. This light is coming from within, could be from source, but that's
Yeah.
still within us, outside to the whole of the, it's almost like the cosmic matrix, because we are multidimensional. We are cosmic as well. We're not just human beings on this planet, any one of us. We can work our way through, the cross dimensions. Don't need to think too much of that. It just is. Again, we do that anyway, without even thinking. But this means, when we're shining our light and creating a beautiful, let's call it a safety net,
Yeah.
creating a beautiful safety net of protection to protect ourselves from any continuing negativity that we're facing. This also means that instead of ignoring things on the inside, we must find ourselves being able to look at the inside as well and not ignore it, but to be able to face it. It's very, very difficult. And we've said this time and time again. If we face the negativity on the inside, knowing that we can change it, whether it's within families, whether it's within yourself, whether it's something going on at work, every single thing can be changed from you changing your energy within. And then you will get the aligned, you will know what the aligned action is. Aligned action won't feel as hard work, won't feel as chaotic, won't feel as heavy. And that's how
Yeah.
you know. So you just work towards it. And all this shining the light could be this. We don't need to separate it all off. You don't need to separate what's going on in your relationship, what's going on in your work, what's going on in your health. In a way, to make it simple, it's all related. And all of that will end up being able to work into the global, that sort of work across everyone, across the global, the global consciousness, if you like. Yeah.
Yeah. It's everybody needs to metaphorically join hands
Yes. Yeah.
and spread the energy and spread the love, because
Yeah.
such is energy, and help us all.
Mm. Mm.
Help us all. And I think you and I will perhaps, after this, record a meditation that
Yeah.
people might like to
We are
follow.
definitely, the guides have just said, not perhaps.
Yeah,
We are
fair enough.
definitely,
Okay.
that's one of the things we're going to do. We're
Yeah.
going to start doing some meditations within the series of podcasts. And I think this is definitely one that we can show you. So anybody out there that's going, well, how do I do that? How do I stand in my power? How do I bring,
Mhm.
how do I change this net of negativity, this fishing net of negativity in the current, the false grids, and how do I choose to break free? How do I actually break free? So
Yeah.
myself and Rob will record this first meditation for you to enable you to just work with yourself. You can take it to, you can use it a few times, and then
Mm.
what we want you to do is own it yourself. So what you will end up getting after going through these meditations, and this particular one, is you will end up just knowing yourself that, do you know what, I'm going
Yeah.
to go a bit further this time, or I'm going to see, if we tell you that you're going to see a golden light, you might see a white light, or you might see a violet light. That's absolutely fine. Go with that as well. But we're just going to give you some meditations as a guidance for you to start. If you don't know where to start, just make a start with these.
Absolutely. It's kind of about best practice, isn't it?
Yeah.
As a human being. So if we do give you a meditation and you follow it and you enjoy
Mm,
it, just as Julie said, own it,
mm,
change it,
yeah.
do it your way. We just
Yeah.
want to help you get on the right path,
Yeah.
particularly in line of what we're talking about today,
Yeah.
because there's a real need. We'll give
Absolutely.
other
Yes.
meditations, but I think today we'll really focus on getting that grid lit.
Yes, definitely.
Uh,
Getting the new, the new earth grids,
yeah,
getting on the path of those. They exist, but we need more of us to shift over from
yeah,
the distractions of plugging yourself in, which means you're tuning, you're focusing your thoughts on the old paradigms, the old earth grids, which is why our podcast is called Shifting Realities. You,
indeed.
to move you away from that into connecting in with the true light, the true light grids. Yeah, so we'll work to do that for you.
Right, I think we
Okay.
should wrap and we should get on with that
Yeah, so
meditation. And
we'll
I
go away,
will,
do our
when I
meditation
post this podcast, I'll post the meditation with it.
as well.
So
Yeah.
you can do it immediately after.
Yeah, fantastic. Okay, thank you for listening and watching. We will see you next week.
Indeed.